Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Welcome to the Black Lincoln Collective podcast.
Hey, y'all.
Oh yeah, and our mics are on.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying, hey, y'all.
That's the new.
Way to do it.
Yeah, we listen but do not judge.
Host,
That's right. No, we don't. Yeah, that's what we do.
We judge, but we don't listen.
Right. We don't listen to English. We judge twice as much.
That's
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Hokey pokey.
Let's go already!
How am I going to do an intro? Okay. Well, we'll fucking
I don't.
figure it out.
Now
I'll
I
do it
don't
at the
know.
end.
I don't know
do
if
it
it, I don't know if it cuts off, so I don't know. Does it cut off?
No, it doesn't cut off. Welcome, one and all, to the 178th edition of the Black Lincoln Collective podcast, proudly broadcasting live from the palatial EC studios, right to your ears and face. If you're looking at us, they're scattered all across the upstate of South Carolina, and you can catch us on YouTube right now, Insta, Facebook, Blue Sky, and all your favorite podcast platforms. And Fred,
Yup.
on our brand new website address.
Uh-oh.
That's right. America's favorite podcast.com. Now it's the guy who slutted himself halfway across the country and used the proceeds to make his way back. It's Fred.
That's right. Let my way all the way out to Texas.
Slutted
As
it one way
always.
and
Yeah.
the way back.
Hump the finger. Yeah, fingered
what you
it
had
all
to
the way back.
There you go.
Fingered your way back.
Ass, gas, or grass. I get to say that 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and the man with the steers who's down for the queers. It's Alan, don't you mean?
Amen. Alan's always very aware of the
Yes.
queers. Well, welcome to the show, guys. We're so glad you're with us. We're so sorry that we missed last week. Unfortunately, we were just not able to get together. Fred had too much red meat in him,
Gallivanting.
and not steak.
Yeah.
So we're happy that you're still with us this week. Of course, thank you
Yeah.
for being here. But we would be remiss, Fred,
Yeah.
if we didn't pay off the biggest. What were those things? Floating chads? Isn't that a thing? That was like with votes.
Hanging
right?
chads. The
Hanging chads. Hanging chads.
Hanging chad.
The biggest hanging chad
Yeah.
in Black Lincoln Collective history. When we said Fred is going to do a roast me on Reddit,
Yeah.
and then immediately went dark for 2 weeks.
They roasted me to death, man.
They roasted him so hard he had to literally travel halfway
Yeah.
across the country and back.
Yeah, I had to get away for a minute, man. But
So which would you rather start with? Would you rather start, because you're going to tell us about both?
yeah.
The roast first or the trip first?
Let's talk about the trip first.
Okay, so Freddie does Dallas.
Yeah, Freddie did Dallas. I did it. I did it right in its big
Right in
big
his
old butt.
right in his cotton picking rear end.
So yeah, just like every year, my wife, she has this conference thing. Her work is we get a free trip. So this year was Dallas, and Dallas. Yeah, I tell you, Dallas was okay, man. We arrived. I think it was Monday afternoon, and got to the hotel, had dinner. Went and freshened up and whatever. Had dinner. And I kind of felt I wasn't feeling, 100% hot. So like
Sure.
they were going out. They were going to the bar in the hotel. I told her I was just gonna go up to the room and lay down. I was sick for the next 2 days. like I don't know what it was. I don't know. I think COVID's making a comeback. Something.
Dude, yeah. I had COVID not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I was so happy we were off, man.
It's coming. It's coming. It's making a comeback, man. So
Well,
like,
I know what it is everything's bigger in Texas, so the viruses are bigger.
Yeah, the virus.
They get a hold of you.
Man. They saw me coming. They was like, "Ooh, wait, first mate,
They're
get
like,
him, boys.
look at him.
Hold him down.
Yeah,
Like, he
hold
wears-
him down.
They're like, he ain't even got a Texas flag on his car. He's easy pickings, boys.
Yeah, and the worst part about it was like we're staying in like downtown Dallas, so like
Oh yeah.
I was like, well, maybe there's a CVS close by. No, there was not.
No.
The hotel had like a little convenience store down
Yeah.
in the lobby, and
Also,
I was
barbecue sauce.
I went and got like some Alka-Seltzer, like little Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, that's not gonna help. Yeah.
No, the cold and flu.
Oh,
the cold
okay.
flu,
Yeah. That's my thing. I get a cold, man.
I'll pop
Alka-Seltzer,
fizz,
cold and
baby.
flu. That's it. 4 tablets. You want to take a guess how much?
$11.
$11 on the dot. $11.
Wow.
Fucking
Thank
$11.
you. I know. Hey, I am very in touch with hotel pricing. Don't ask me.
Yeah. and the worst part about it, I had to take it with like sink water, like Texas sink
We had
water.
Dallas, Texas water. It's oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dallas, Texas water ain't. It ain't
Water is made of oil.
Oh no, bro.
yeah, Dallas,
Oh,
Texas
no.
water ain't like high quality H2O.
No,
No.
it's not, dude.
We take for
Like,
granted the water that we have in our
It
area.
was heavy. Like the
Yeah.
water was heavy. Like,
It's-
oh,
I mean,
so-
It's too much water. Twice as much water with every sip because everything's bigger.
Yeah.
That's what you don't understand is you're like, I'm so hydrated.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh my god. So like, so 2 days down, I didn't get
She was doing
out of
stuff.
the bed. Yeah,
She
she
was-
was doing so she had meetings and
Oh man,
like
so you could have
you
been
know,
a single man about
about
Dallas.
town. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna like
Dude.
gallivant around the city, I was gonna, do my thing by myself.
Yeah, you
Like,
coulda
didn't
saw
get to
where
do anything.
the president
You
guy
could do
got
some
shot.
steering.
Well, I
Allegedly.
did. Like I
Oh.
said, I was down for 2 days.
Well, yeah,
so Thursday, I started feeling like better, and
Good
then
enough.
that was her last day of like shit to do, and
Okay.
we stayed an extra day. So like she wanted to go. She wanted to see the shit too. You know
Sure.
what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah, you got to be
So-
able to see the stuff. I mean,
yeah.
why else go?
right. And so that's
Could
what
have
we
been
did.
an email. This
That's
whole
what
fucking
we
conference could have been an email if I didn't get to go somewhere.
Yeah, if I didn't get to see the shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Thursday I got out the room, and it was cold as shit in Dallas that week because it was a little chilly here last week.
Yeah.
And so she said she wanted to go see the stockyard like in Fort Worth.
Yeah. By the way, when Fred says it's a little chilly here, it snowed.
Yeah, it
Like
was
2 days in a row.
Oh,
That's
that
right,
was
it did
cold,
snow.
bro. It was
Here,
cold. And
where
like
we live.
like I said, we didn't have any transportation. Like we were
Yeah.
strictly relying on our feet and
Just
public
like the
transit.
Cowboys.
What did you stay? Did you say you stayed downtown Dallas?
Yeah, we were in
And then you were
downtown.
gonna go to
Dallas.
Fort Worth? That's not.
Yeah,
like-
no, and that's the thing because like no, it was really simple. $12. They got a train.
Mhm.
They got like a real fucking
Mhm.
train
Yeah.
that'll run you from downtown Dallas right into
Mhm.
Fort Worth. It's like a 45-minute ride.
Yeah, it's far.
On like
but
a,
it's- yeah.
yeah, but it's like really convenient. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it didn't seem that bad. Like
$12. I mean, $12.
yeah, $12 round trip.
That's
You know
that
what
was
I'm
the same
saying?
price as Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, that was round
Yeah,
trip.
That's round
Yeah.
trip. Yeah, that's all day
Damn.
round
You
trip.
You got to
you
take
can
that
took
just
that
because of
thing-
the deal.
Yeah, you could have took that, and the messed up part about it is so like she did she did it on the app. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like we get there, we get on the train,
It's called
riding the train,
DoDallas.com.
and we're like, is nobody coming around to check tickets? Like nobody came around to check tickets.
Nope. Because
There
they
was
know
nobody. There was nobody to be like when you got on the train, like tickets. You know
there's
what I'm
no
saying?
crime in Texas, Fred.
There's
There's no crime in Texas because everyone knows that everyone else has a gun.
That's
It's
a
like,
good
you're not
one.
even gonna
Yeah,
fuck around with this
that's
guy.
it. That's it. That's it. So like we did that. We went, we took the train to Fort Worth, jumped on a bus, and it took us to the stockyards. And
Right.
like I'm thinking, oh, stockyards, man, there's gonna be a bunch of cows out there and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No.
12 cows. There were 12 longhorn steers. Yeah.
That was it.
Those are the ones that ran after you.
yeah.
One for every buck. They're like, you paid $12, you get 12 cows.
And like I was like, what's up with this? I was like, where are the damn cows at? And like it's kind of sad. Like it used to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day,
Yeah.
I think they started shutting it down in like maybe the 90s.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? That because they just don't run cows like that. They don't run cattle like that.
Yeah,
we get all our beef from Brazil now.
Right.
You know, like this stockyard, it's set on like almost 100 acres.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In its
cows.
prime. Yeah, in its prime. It's not that anymore. They done tore it all down, and it's just parking lots now. It's nothing but a tourist trap now.
A bunch of
You know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of gift shops. You know, they had
shops.
Yeah, they had a one store was just like taxidermied animals.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, so like the big ass, the big lion, like right in the window, big ass lion. Like, they had like an 8-foot giraffe head. You know
Did you go in there?
No, you couldn't go in, but they had like plain glass
This is the worst
windows
trip
so
to Fort Worth I've ever heard about. And that includes when all the cowboys used to go there and get shot. Who else went? Did President Kennedy get shot in Fort Worth?
He got shot in Dallas.
Dallas.
Okay.
He got shot in Dallas.
Okay, well, your trip back to Dallas is probably the worst trip to Dallas anyone's ever had.
Did you go by the depository?
The book repository?
Yep.
Yeah. So like,
okay.
So we did Fort Worth.
Okay, was there anything of note in Fort Worth that you were like, that was good?
I mean,
did you get a steak?
The train.
No, we went to this biscuit bar, like, because we got there early, and they had like this biscuit bar, and
the fuck
like
bar?
Is it a
bar with
where
biscuits?
You get biscuits? Yeah, it's a bar with biscuits, pretty much.
You can drink?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could. Yeah, yeah. Like, but I mean, these biscuits were pretty. It's kind of like the Cat Head biscuit place, you know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean,
but
they're going to be
not as pretentious. Not as pretentious. This is just like biscuits and gravy, bacon, egg, and cheese. Yeah, it's Texas. We don't get all fancy
down here. Like that. That's right.
Make it good or make it hearty, but we don't.
What do you want?
We don't make it gay. You know? Yeah. I don't get you no gay.
That's right. We didn't put no cilantro on it. Boy.
Yeah.
What do you? What's quinoa? What's quinoa?
Well, these are biscuits made for a woman. I mean, made for a man.
Made by a woman.
Need them too.
Made for a man by a woman.
Guaranteed.
The way God intended.
The way God intended.
Okay. Oh, so I'm glad that you had delicious biscuits and beer. I assume biscuits and beer go together. Because that's a great name for it.
I don't know. I didn't have a beer.
I didn't hear.
They did have the 4-6s beer. We did see the 4-6s beer. If any of you guys watch Yellowstone, there's a pretty famous ranch in Texas, the 4-6s, and they have their own everything. So yeah, I did see the 4-6s beer.
Okay,
so it's a real thing. And speaking of Yellowstone, like,
do you think it was a real thing before?
It was so many. Yeah, it was a real thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It was so many people, like, just you could tell they weren't real cowboy. You know what I'm saying? Like they were the fucking fresh hats and shiny boots.
Yeah.
You don't have everybody's dressed like Rip. You know what I'm saying? Trying to dress like Rip.
So they have the tight jeans and the black shirt.
Yeah, dude, I swear, I was like,
no, cowboys don't dress like
Texas
that.
Yeah, so like, we did, and then we did the little shops and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was just
tourist stuff.
It's just tourist stuff. Yeah, it's just tourist stuff, man.
So then you traveled,
and then we went back. We got back on the train.
Infamous sites in America.
That's right. We were only like a block away from the hotel we were staying in. Was only like a block away from Dealey Plaza.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That was the famous plaza where Kennedy was shot.
Right.
And
everyone who listens to our show is old, so they all
everybody. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, Dealey Plaza.
Yeah. It started with a D. Yeah. But so we went there and like we were walking around and it was funny because I was wearing my Carolina Panthers jacket and my wife was wearing her Steelers hoodie. And we were walking around and, looking at the plaques and shit. And then this guy goes, hey, Panthers and Steelers is how the fuck you guys get that combination going on? I was like,
Wait, did he sound like he was from
yeah, it
Philly?
did. He did. He sounded like he was from fucking New York. Like he was like, I was like, he started up conversation. I was like, yeah, she's still a fan. I'm house divided, whatever, and blah blah blah. He's like, yeah. He's like, let me ask you something while I got you. He was like, you know a lot about this shit. I was like, well, I've seen the movie. I've read a little bit about it. He said, well, hey, he was like, look, let me tell you something. It's fucking kind of cold out here. So, like, usually there'd be like a lot of guys out here, trying to sell tours and everything. He's like, I studied this fucking shit for 30 fucking years. You want to know the truth, bro? You want to know the truth? I was like,
you were like,
shit. I was like, yeah. I was like, give it to me, baby.
I hope, and I know he's probably going to say something crazy, but I really hope that he's like, there's nothing I wish more that he's very passionate and that he says it's exactly like they said it was. Like that's what I wanted to say.
Check it. Oh, yeah, he does. And pretty much that's pretty much what he said. He was like, okay. He said, so you seen the fucking tapes and shit, right? And we were standing like probably like in front of the grassy knoll.
Okay.
So like the side of the street where he was coming down, where he got shot at, that's where we're standing.
Was it exciting to look at the street?
Yeah, I mean,
or were you like, oh yeah, that is a street.
That's a street. It was a street.
Yeah, that's how I feel like. I'd be like, yeah, all right.
I was like, look at that, back into the left. There it was.
So like we went to San Francisco. I went to San Francisco, and my sister was kind enough to her boyfriend to drive me around a little bit and show me some of the sights. And one of the things, in San Francisco is like the world's windiest street, right?
Right, yeah.
And so they're like, oh, here's the world's windiest street. Let's go on it. And I was like, cool. And then we started going on it, and I was like, wow. It's real windy and it's a street. Like, I can't. It was just not as exciting once in practice as it was in theory. But and I'm like, oh, now we're going that way again.
Yeah, we're going
back the other way. So I just want to make sure it's like, I don't know if do they have like a marker or anything that's like,
yeah, they have plenty of markers.
Okay.
They've got
like on the street.
They had X's on the street where each of the shots took place.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They had.
See, that's cool, but scary.
They had, the book depository was right there. The grassy knoll is still there with the fence on it, and then, but like back to this guy, he's like fucking, he's like, look, okay, you see that fucking trash can over there? He said, if you ever see the tape, you'll see the little girl come running around that trash can, and then she's like running full speed, and she fucking stops. He's like, why would she stop? She's running full speed. She's like, she heard the fucking shot. You know what I'm saying? that was the first shot. That was the first shot there. And then he said, this is like 1963, 4?
Something like that.
1960, yeah. He's like,
60s,
he said, this is the first time that Secret Service are carrying AR-15s in the car with the president. He's like, so when he said Jack Deaney, whoever the Secret Service was in the back of the car with him, he said when he heard that fucking shot, he picked up that AK-47. He said, "Bow!" He blew his fucking face off.
They say that.
He's like, that's what
shot came from inside the car.
He's like, that's what fucking killed Kennedy right there. And he's like, but they can't tell you that. Because they got to keep with the story. You know what I'm saying? They got to keep with the story that,
right.
I
always thought it was like Zoolander. That, it was like.
It was like,
is it a good Kennedy? He's like, Oswald was in a male model. He said, he sure wasn't. But then two goddamn male model, there was a shut up. High fiving.
So he said the Secret Service agent is the one that actually killed him. And then he was talking about Jack Ruby, who was the man that shot Lee Harvey Oswald.
Right.
And he's like, fucking Jack Ruby was just a fucking, he was a club owner. He said he was going down, he went down to the place to get his broad like some money. He said then he passed by the police station where they were escorting him over. to the because the Dallas County had to turn him over to the sheriff's office. And
Right.
that's how they did it. And he was like, Ruby was like, hey, what the fuck is going down there? And he's like, oh shit, that's fucking Oswald. And he just fucking shot him. You know what happened? Like, he says, no fucking conspiracies. There's no none of that. There's nobody on no fucking grass.
Ruby was on his way there, and the FBI stopped him and said, hey, we got some pictures. What is this in your mouth? Like, oh shit.
Fuck. I gotta do it. And then so like, okay, we did that. We finally, because that guy, he kept me for like 10-15 minutes. You know
I was gonna say, so
like,
at the end of it, was he like, you want to Venmo me some money, or like?
Oh no.
Okay,
he was giving it up for. He was just real passionate,
giving it up for
it.
free,
like,
Fred.
I don't know what it is. It's something you could tell it's something with that guy where it's like
it's his passion.
It's his passion. You know what I'm saying? It's
one of the greatest mysteries out there. It's one of the greatest mysteries that everybody knows the answer to.
Right. Yeah. And
I do now.
So we got rid of him. There was a museum tour on the 6th floor of the book depository. This was like $75, and I was
the library.
Yeah, just to see the view. Yeah, I was there. I'm good.
I'll just watch JFK.
So they actually built a memorial like a block away for John F. Kennedy, right there in like the city center, and it's a big kind of like a cube. It's like two pieces of a cube, you know what I'm saying? But you could walk in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? It's suspended. It's kind of suspended in air, you know what I'm saying, by like 4 columns. If you can kind of picture it.
It's like a cube in the air.
Yeah, but you could walk through it. You know what I'm saying? It's open there. But anyway, like, and on the inside, there's like probably like a 2-foot platform. It's all black, and it's got his name on both sides of it. And when we got there was like a single red rose on the platform, and like you walk into it, and it's very quiet. It's quiet, and you just go in there and you pay your respects, and then walk out the other side. And then we got out the other side, and my wife kind of like pushed me to like go. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And then the wind shifted and that fart hit me in the face. I was like, you nasty bitch. You just farted right.
You farted on John Kennedy's grave.
Kennedy's memorial? I was like, what?
She's an Oswald person, man.
Dirty bitch.
That's the whole reason she took the job in the first place.
Damn.
Hey, you know what? In a way, that goes with our slogan, our new slogan that you'll see during the break if you watch during the break. Fart on the rich. But no, that's crazy. And I knew that's gotta be, because that's a very tempting place to fart. It's so quiet.
It's so good.
You feel
peaceful. Like,
you're
like, oh, the road.
You're taking a chance because it's quiet.
You're not taking a chance. She's gonna blame Fred.
Yeah, you gotta break up the chaos. You know?
If there was a noise, she'd have been like, Fred.
Yeah.
Like,
terrible. So yeah,
I'm glad. So you guys got back to Dallas, or you're back in Dallas.
Yeah, we got back and that was pretty much the end of the trip. We ate dinner after that, and then caught the. We took the train to the because like we didn't want to Uber or anything like that. So the train had a stop for the airport.
Okay.
Like you could get off the train, catch a bus takes to the airport. So we get off the train onto the bus, and my wife, she's in charge of the transport. We get to a big sign, like on the bus, we get to a big sign that says Dallas Fort Worth, International Airport. She hits the button and we get off, and I'm like, this ain't the airport. The bus driver too. We got suitcases and luggage and everything, and that motherfucker just looked at us and drove the fuck off. Like he knew this was where we were.
Hell
Yeah.
You know, he's seen it about 1,000,000 times, man.
Yep. Every time and he laughs all the way to the next stop.
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
got to take
yo,
joy in those
where
things.
the fuck are we? Like it was the international airport headquarters. Like
Oh,
So did you have to call an Uber from there?
no, like we started hoofing it. Yeah, actually there was a Holiday Inn right next to us.
Okay.
And so we went in there and we was like, do y'all have a shuttle to the airport? She's like, yeah, if you stay in here.
we're like,
damn
let me
it.
tell you, let me say something.
No, you should have just been like, we're in room 803. What time's the shuttle leave?
She was like, come here. I ain't supposed to tell you this, but come here. Let me tell you. She was like, you see that parking garage across over there? She's like, over there on the other side of it is the rent-a-car place. They got shuttles that'll take you to the airport. And I was like, oh, okay. So we still had to walk like a good 4 or 5 blocks. You know what I'm saying? Just to get over to the with the fucking loot.
all your
With
shit,
the big, yeah, man. Oh my God. But
What would an Uber cost? $30?
probably,
Yeah,
probably,
$30.
but
I get
ain't
it.
wanna pay for
I get it, man. I get it.
yeah, it was an adventure.
No,
So,
you gotta, you know what? You'll never forget it.
yeah,
And next time you ride that bus, you'll be like,
yeah,
not yet, honey.
That's it.
Nope.
Yeah, we ain't stopping at no headquarters.
Hold on. And that guy's gonna stop anyway and be like, "This is your stop." And you're like, "Don't stop, dude.
No, it ain't. No,
Not this time, bro. Not this
no,
time."
you're gonna get me this time.
All right. Well, let's take a
Yeah.
quick break. I'm glad you made it back. We're very happy you're
did.
safe. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to pay off the thing that I teased at the beginning of the show, which I forgot,
Yeah.
which is the roast of Fred.
Yes.
Be right back.
The roasting.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I am muted now, unmuted. This is great. This is live radio, Fred.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the poorly producedest version of the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. We're so glad that you're still with us for some god awful reason. You're a glutton for punishment. You just love Fred. People love Fred, and that's true. Even the AI love Fred.
Yeah.
Didn't give a shit about us, Alan, but love Fred.
Nope. No, we don't.
So that's okay. It's okay. You know what? It's
all
fine.
good. It's all good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I promised at the beginning of the show, and then immediately pivoted away from, which I said it would be rude of us and we would be remiss if we didn't immediately do this. And then I switched it up for you because I'm a jerk like that. I'm a jerk like that.
It was a teaser.
Well, I wanted you to know. So understand that whole thing that happened to Fred happened while what's about to happen had already happened. So he had to carry all of these things with him through this entire trip. and I'm sure it was very taxing on him. It's probably why he got sick.
It was.
Because you can think things into. Fred, have you been
weighing
sunning
on
your
me.
butthole? Have you been letting your butthole get bare sun for 15 minutes a day? It's probably why you're not sick. Why you're sick.
That's why I'm depressed.
Dude, you gotta butthole sun it.
It's the winter's always the hardest time to sun your
Telling you, man,
butthole.
it's rough. Cloudy days. Ugh. Yeah, that's why you have to get your own butthole light for the house.
Dude, Black Lincoln Collective butthole light.
Get your BLC butthole lights right now. Guaranteed to keep your butthole toasty.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you think your butthole gets tanned if you do that? I don't know. It probably does.
I don't know. Maybe.
Weird. Anyway, that's gross. Well, Fred, anyway, so again, just to recap for everybody, we bet, as we never do, on the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And Fred, unfortunately, came up short. The shortest. None of us really won, though.
No.
But, like, you didn't win the most.
Yes. I'll tell you who's going to win. The people about to hear these roasts.
I can't wait.
You guys are the true winners.
This is Fred recapping the roast of himself.
So it took me a minute.
Hold on, Fred. We have an element. This is a lot longer than I remember it.
Well, we stepped on it, so you could. Let me play it again, so you can hear the beginning.
Yeah. And then it's just like they ran out of lyrics. It's very much Alan's lyrics.
Yeah,
you can tell Alan wrote this.
Pretty.
This is what happened, and then it just oozed the rest of the time.
Yeah. Like,
well, Fred,
we're
glad that you, Alan, I appreciate you on that. So let's hear. You said you were going to give us some of your best, some of your worst.
These I did it, and you would have to see the picture of me. I had got my hair done, especially for this one. I got my cornrows in.
Yep.
Got cornrows in. And I gave it to the people, and I said,
"And you made funny faces as well. Like you didn't.
I did. Yeah.
Your normal, just like here I am.
Right. Yeah. No, I gave them something to work with. You know,
I
wanted to make it easy for them.
Right.
Because like the first picture is an after picture of me getting my hair done, and then the second picture is the before. So I gave them two options.
Okay.
All right. So like. A good one. I'm gonna give you the best and the worst. So this is just,
so
like you said.
When you say the best, do you mean the ones that made you laugh the most, or the ones that hurt you the most? Because it's important.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
This one made me laugh. It said, "Black don't crack, but your hairline sure gave the fuck up." Oh. Another guy said these cornrows are so far apart he had to call John Deere as his hairstylist. I kept getting a lot of stuff like people saying I'm white. You know, they were saying.
I've seen a lot of those. Yeah,
you look white.
I just don't see it.
Your eyes that mess people up.
This one kind of hurt me. It said you look like you die off screen in a biography of your own life.
Oh, that's not very nice.
God damn. They said, this is another good one. Somebody called me Richard Dozier.
I don't know who that is.
Rachel Dozier was the white lady who did like the Soul Man. She was passing as black.
The one who turned, okay.
Yeah, she was passing as black. And then,
I see.
Maybe I should take a page from her book and start an OnlyFans.
There you go. I've been telling you to do that for years.
I got versions of Neil deGrasse Tyson. Somebody called me Neil Dog Ass Tyson. Neil DeGreasy Tyson. There was another one. I look like a Timu Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay, yeah, a lot of Neil deGrasse.
thinning cornrows meets a nerdy Neil deGrasse Tyson. So a lot of Neil deGrasse Tysons. Somebody said I look like somebody tried to create a GTA character and stopped halfway through.
Yeah, that's funny. That's fairly funny.
Many of us have done that.
Yeah. I got a lot of Carl from Family Matters. I got a lot of Stanley. I got a Stanley. I got a couple Stanleys from The Office.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Somebody said Ludacris really let himself go. One guy, I was wearing a Nevada shirt, and dude said his shirt says Seattle, but his hair says Nebraska. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
Dude called me Uncoolio. That was pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I thought that was really funny.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Uncoolio. Yeah. Montez from the Workaholics. I didn't watch that, so
Okay, Montez was cool.
Yeah, Montez was cool. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, people trying to say I'm trying to look young to holler at minors.
Okay.
That's just wrong.
Sure. It's because you have a mustache. You have a mustache.
I do have a mustache. I did have a mustache.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Do you have, Fred? Do you by chance have a link to this so we can put it in the show description for anybody who wants to?
Oh
read the entire
yeah.
thread? Okay, he'll send it to you. We'll put that. Oh, I found it. Okay, I have a link to it.
You got it. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, found it. Okay, great. So
Yeah,
yes,
somebody-
Fred, you're very
somebody-
angry watching Flight Risk,
Yeah.
and then you look. Yeah, you do look kind of like Stanley in the second one.
Yeah. Okay. In the second one.
Yeah.
Somebody said that's what a black midlife crisis looks like, and that one hit hard, right?
Yeah.
I think that one is the more truest of like all.
You're in the mirror looking at you.
Somebody said my hair look like grill lines on a steak.
I mean, your cornrows aren't that bad. It's not like
Not that bad, yeah.
They're not that bad.
Alan. Do you want me to share it? So okay, so if you're
Yeah.
watching, you can see here. Hold on.
Yeah.
I guess I should have done this in the beginning.
Somebody
here's
says
Fred.
I got, look like Lorenzo Ball. I got a lot of Lonzo Ball or Lorenzo Ball.
See, I don't like that. Doesn't make sense to me. You don't look like
Yeah,
Lonzo
I don't-
or any of
no,
those,
no,
Lamar or any of those.
No,
So there's Fred's picture, and there's Fred's picture.
somebody says I'm a white dude cosplaying as an African American.
Well, you are wearing
Like
a
I
Nirvana
was like,
shirt.
I was like,
I mean, you're wearing a Nirvana shirt, dude. What do you
Yeah.
expect?
yeah.
You're watching Mark Wahlberg in the background.
Somebody,
Yeah.
yeah.
You gave off
Somebody said,
real
his-
vibes.
somebody says I'm guessing your mom's white and you don't know who your dad is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somebody said my cornrows are experiencing a drought.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Okay, well, so which one? So the one that hit you the most?
funny.
That was pretty good. Yeah, the one that hit you the most you're gonna say is probably the midlife.
Yeah, the black midlife crisis. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Somebody
gotcha.
said my cornrows look like they was planted in the Dust Bowl in 1932. That one got me good too. I was like, yeah, that was so good. That was so good.
Yeah, no, that is great. That's the thing
That
about it,
was a
man.
good
is
one, yeah.
People are vicious. So
Yeah,
it looks like you got 252 comments total.
yeah.
It's pretty good. Which means
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
that's good or bad. I don't know if that means
I
that
mean,
you're
no, I've seen more. You know what I'm saying? But
Sure.
I've also seen less. So like,
but does less mean you're like not that bad? You
But
know, or like
that's why I was like, I wanted to be. That's kind of where I wanted to be at. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
wanted enough comments to like there'd
Right.
be some funny. I knew there was gonna be a lot of, bullshit ones in there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But like, there
Yeah.
was some really, really good ones.
But
in
there was
too.
a lot of good original ones in there. That were really-
Yeah. So
Well, that's funny. Well, I'm glad you had a good time with that, Fred. Like that's
man. It was pretty funny. It was pretty
I appreciate you doing that. Do you feel any differently about yourself leaving that than you did going into it?
No. I mean,
did you like? Was there anything that you're other than the midlife crisis? Was there anyone that you were like, damn?
Yeah.
Like, ouch, man. Like, ouch. Like, it legitimately hurts.
No, I'm telling you that midlife crisis one was the one that was like most on point. You know what I'm saying?
Fred, I know
that was like most on point.
I know for my midlife crisis, Fred.
Yeah.
I started a podcast. So no, but seriously, that's awesome. I'm glad that was entertaining. I'll put a link in the comments. I'm sorry, a link in the description.
Yeah,
so that you
anybody out there, go ahead and go in there and check it out. And
throw one
if
on
you
there.
feel you got one, go ahead and throw it on there.
Yeah,
throw it on there.
There you go. It'll be very enjoyable for everyone to.
I did have to. I did feel the need to post my picture under braids, under the subreddit braids.
Yeah, how'd that go?
That went way better. That one got 1,400 updates and 67 comments.
Well, there you go.
They were all positive. So like I had.
Well, it's a community,
right?
And you literally the other one, you're literally asking people to do that.
That was your cousins, man.
Yeah.
There's also a subreddit that's Toast Me, where
really
put it on there. Well, say nice things about you. So
and they give you praise.
Yeah, they toast you. So they say you're a great person.
There you go.
And say, look at
That's
you.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Face attached to your skull.
Look at
so
head
alive right now.
Yeah.
What a street. Oh, what a street. They're like, oh, look at that street.
Look at that street.
Great job.
With vehicles on it.
Right. Feel the history. So, well, Fred, I'm glad that, like you said, I'm glad you did it. Glad you had a good time. And Fred, I now need to ask you a question. Okay. No, this is completely by surprise, Alan. We didn't talk about this in our show prep, in our hours-long show prep.
Yeah,
we did in any of our focus groups that we did before.
Going off the rails again.
Yep, we're going straight to it. So, Fred, I had a thing pop into my head the other day, and I said, that's a good question. I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna ask the guys and see what they honestly think, because there's a part of me that thinks like very much yes, but there's also a part of me that's like realistically no, maybe, but probably yes still. So Fred,
yes,
let me pose a situation to you.
Pose it.
Alan, you of course as well. So Fred, you're in Dallas with your lovely wife, and she decides instead of going on a midnight train to Fort Worth, she would rather go up into the air, into the wild blue yonder, and see the world from above via a hot air balloon.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, Alan, you being a single guy, you're like, hey, maybe I'll kill myself. I'm going to go on a hot air balloon. Let me see what it would be like to jump off of a really high area.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. So, the hot air balloon, first of all, would you do that, Fred?
No, not getting up there. Nope.
Not willing to do a hot air balloon.
I'm not doing
What about you, Alan?
Yeah, I'd do it.
See, I feel like I don't like the idea of standing in a wicker basket hundreds of feet above the ground, because I'm like, I'm fat. And if I take a hard step,
it wouldn't be a wicker basket. I mean,
what is it made of? It looks like a wicker basket.
No, they're made.
They don't use wicker no more.
No, the carbon fiber, and they have an engine on them and shit that you can.
I don't
move
trust carbon fiber.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it ain't like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I thought it just floated with the wind.
I only think of it as the wind.
Yeah,
they have the thing that they do the fire.
Yeah, but it still has a fan in it that you
got a fan on it.
That
really?
Tell you which way to go. Yeah.
Well, you can turn the So Fred, okay, so even though against your best wishes, your wife insists this is what's going to make this vacation for me.
Yeah.
And if you don't do this, what's going to be taken away.
No sexy time.
Right. There'll be nothing does Dallas while we're here if you don't do this.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Nothing will be done in Dallas. I can
I
assure you.
don't.
So you're up. You decide, okay, hon, you know what? I love you so much, and I really do, that I will hop on in there and just fly into the sky.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Well, so it's you, your lovely wife, and the guy
Yeah, the guy
or girl. I don't know who.
Yeah,
I don't know
the pilot.
the most
The
prevalent.
pilot. There you go.
Right, the pilot of the balloon. Something
Yeah.
happens, Fred,
The balloonist.
midway through the flight, or Alan also. What happens is the pilot passes out.
Uh-oh.
They get conked. A seagull, a rogue seagull, flies from the coast all the way to Dallas and walks them in the head when they're not looking.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Walk, boink, kabong, El Kabong,
Yeah.
because he's probably from Texas, and they're down and out. Do you think, truthfully, that you could pilot that hot air balloon to safety?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, you don't
Why
think so,
not?
Alan? I fully believe that I could.
It's just up and down. And,
No,
and
I
like you
mean-
said, and a fan to blow you where you need to go.
No.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no. I'd be
Yeah.
calling I'd be like, Mayday, Mayday, whatever. And
But they don't have it's a hot air balloon. It's not like air traffic control.
no, they got radios on it.
I
Not
take a
in
shit
this
off the
scenario.
side. That's
You
the
don't know how to
secret.
use the radio because you're not the pilot.
You ain't got
Yeah.
no hand. In this scenario, you have no hands.
But-
All you have is
All right.
you have one hook that you can grab the little thing that squeezes the gas.
Okay, and how far up are we at? How many feet?
600 feet.
Oh, I'll just use my phone for the internet and go on YouTube.
I don't know how many.
There you go.
How many
YouTube it.
They asked you how to pilot an air balloon.
I'm not calling the police. I'm gonna fucking land this son of a bitch myself.
How
Now the pilot
find
a hot air balloon.
No, I think. I mean, I would
Yeah,
think. I
you
mean,
can-
when you're in
you
that
can-
situation, you ain't got no choice.
Yeah,
like,
you
yeah,
can-
we're-
Right.
We're gonna fly this motherfucker.
Yeah, you can fly that thing.
I mean, it's happened in real planes. Like pilots have had the heart attack and
Right, yeah.
Right.
Passengers have to land a
Okay,
plane.
So
Dude, there was
I
one
would,
there was one that a guy in Tennessee did that, and he had like a Tennessee accent. He's like,
Yeah.
"Listen here, I don't know what I'm doing." You know, he's like,
Yeah.
but he did. He landed the plane.
exactly what any of us would say. I was wrong. Okay, so a typical hot air balloon flight is. You guys want to take a guess at how high up in the air it goes?
1,500 feet. It can't go that high.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
It's
mean,
got to
I can-
stay under. It's got to stay under.
I'd say go
like-
about 6,000-7,000 feet.
Alan's
Ooh,
right.
ooh.
3
Yeah?
to 7,000 feet.
Really?
AGL. I don't know what AGL means.
I mean, because anything under 10,000 feet, you don't need
Ass,
oxygen.
grass or last.
Yeah.
I don't know what AGL could mean. AGL. I'm sure it's like altitude above something.
Yep.
AGL.
AGL means above ground level. Okay, well, I nailed that one.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, 3 to 7,000 feet. AGL.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? I mean, does that change anything?
Yeah.
me, that makes it-
No, it don't change nothing because I told you I wasn't going up there in the first fucking place.
No, you're already up there.
It was
No.
already
Knocked
up
you out.
there, Fred. Yeah.
I'm
A
not up
rogue
there.
seagull, Fred, flew and
6,000
6,000
feet.
El Kabonged you.
Dude, if
You
a
woke
seagull
up
flies
and you were on
10,000
the
feet,
fucking balloon.
if a seagull flies 7,000 feet, I'm fucked.
That's a fucking.
That's
That's a hell of a
nature
fucking
telling
bird,
me you're-
man.
you're
It's a seagull from Fort Worth that was
You know.
like, you didn't give me any of your
Fort
fucking
Worth
biscuits.
seagulls. Yeah.
Fuck you. I'll kill you. In Texas, revenge is best served big. So, okay. Well, I think that I could do it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that now, and that was before I thought you could actually direct which way you went. I just
Right.
assumed that I could do
I'm gonna
anything,
point.
really.
Well, I'm gonna point the fan down.
Straight down.
Well, I mean, you would just basically just do the gas and just go down. I mean,
Yeah,
all right. You may be,
Because there's got to be a way to. Because when they lower it, there has to be a way to like let the gas escape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I mean,
The fuel, the fire.
Well,
is
you
the
just
fuel.
stop doing the
and then
gas,
there's-
and then it makes it go. But you can't. But you got to be able to land it in a safe area, Fred.
right.
that's,
you know what I
that's
mean?
the
'Cause
thing.
that's the thing.
Because you don't know. I mean, you don't know how
know.
to pilot it. So we're talking, it's probably going to be 30 or 40 miles away from where it's supposed to land.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe more. I don't even know how fast hot air balloons
I
go.
mean, it depends. Like, for example, in our area here, we're fucked because we're
Yeah.
surrounded by mountains. So if you go 40 miles up, you're
No,
gonna hit
they do the
yeah, but them motherfuckers know
all the time.
they
Yeah, but
know what they're
doing.
doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, I mean, if I'm here and I'm like, okay, I'm looking down, okay, that's 385. I can just follow 385.
Right.
You know what I mean? To like, I know a spot where I can dump off it.
I'll find a spot. Yeah.
All those power lines. That's what you're gonna find.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing is you gotta, this is a different day and age. Hot air balloons are probably not the number one way of travel anymore.
No,
Probably not.
and there is
I don't know for sure.
a spot like near us right there with the Beatty plant where they touch down and take off.
Freedom Weekend Aloft, man.
Yeah, they used to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Fred, Freedom Weekend Aloft is coming up because it's Memorial Day.
Freedom
Coming
Weekend.
up, I think. But Fred, you know what it is? You know what it is now. We're not worried about the future today, Fred, because today is the first installment of what will probably be one or two versions of Whack History Month. It's back and it's whack.
It's wiggity whack.
Wiggity whack.
It's whack.
Wiggity whack history month.
Every year, the 73rd edition straight of the Black History Month, the segment. Sure.
This has been Whack History been passed down from our ancestors.
Right. We've been whacking this history for years.
Whacking history for years. We've been whacking
keeping up traditions of whacking.
Grandpa whacked it. His daddy whacked it. His daddy whacked it. Now we're whacking it. So get ready for that.
Gotta teach my son to whack it.
Yep, one day I'll pass this on to you, son. You'll be whacking every March from noon till sunset.
Yep.
Just till dawn. Anyway, so Fred, it's Whack History Month, and I decided because I saw something on TV, and I was like, "That looks gross." And so I said, "You know what? I'm gonna see what are the wackest foods that people have invented for Whack History Month. Not just for Whack History Month. Not what we have not invented any foods specifically for Whack History Month.
Right.
It would be interesting if they did a food like they were like in March, you can only get this type of food. That would be crazy. They won't do that because that doesn't make any sense.
I'm
but
gonna make cornrow dogs.
Here you go. Corn dogs. Fred, have you ever had a Korean corn dog?
Have not.
You should have a Korean corn dog, Fred. Go to the mall.
Slanted eyes.
Well, that's racist, I think. Do corn dogs have eyes? They have
Korean corn dog.
They have
No,
cheese in
don't eat
them. They have cheese in them, Fred. They're delicious. So, Fred, as I was saying,
because they have cheese in them, they're Korean.
They're Korean because that's what they're called. Sometimes they put potatoes on the outside of them. Sometimes they put ramen and make it real crunchy. It's really good, and they have sauce. So, anyway, that's a good food,
and they have sauce.
That's a good food. Here's a bad food. Here's a food, Fred. I have five of the worst foods that apparently exist. Now, this first food, I'm gonna tell you about it. You can tell me where it is if you think you can figure it out. This, some people said, is the worst food. So they were like, this is worse, but it made number 5 on this list. Okay.
Okay.
This is balut.
Okay. Balut eggs. Yeah, balut.
What'd you say, Alan?
Didn't we do this already?
We probably did.
Yeah, we did like the countries, and it was like
we're just rehashing.
It was one of them. It was like Canada, and we were like, "No, that's fucking awesome, man."
We're killing time.
Yeah, but that was a different thing. That wasn't the same. That wasn't the same thing because we definitely didn't talk about this next one. So okay, well, balut. We know what balut is street food staple in the Philippines since the 1700s or 17th century. It's fertilized duck egg with semi-developed embryo inside, typically boiled and eaten straight from the shell. It's a textural roller coaster, savory and rich, but the sight of a tiny bird often turns the stomach from intrigued to horrified. Okay, so yes,
$15 a carton.
Yes. Now number 4, sandwiches. No, number 4,
Sandwiches.
hakari or hakaro. Or hakaro.
A hot cock roll.
Hakaro.
I'm not eating
From
a hot cock roll.
Iceland. A dish dating back to the Viking times, Alan.
Yes.
Hakaro is a fermented Greenland shark, a literal shark that they ferment. A necessity historically due to the shark's toxic flesh when fresh. The meat is buried, dried, and left to ferment for months. Often described as having a taste mixed of ammonia and rotten fish.
Wow.
It's dubbed one of the most challenging foods to eat in the world because you got to eat.
Yeah,
Imagine being the first guy who's like, I'm going to eat this shark and then die.
There's more.
And then the second guy's like, let's bury this shark for 6
somebody
months
had to,
see what
you know,
happens.
when you think about it, somebody had to figure that out.
Yeah.
Bury
The
it.
next guy was like, let's bury it for a week. And they're like, why would we bury it?
No, he died. Let's bury him for 2 weeks.
I think you would go the other way. Yeah, I would like, let's bury it for 17 years.
Yeah.
And let's just see.
And then dig it up, just suck on the bones.
Yeah, just suck on them shark bones.
Them shark bones.
We'll call it hakaro.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, it's gross. I don't think I would want to eat that. But again, you got to eat. I mean, you got to eat.
I'm going to eat the tree bark. Something, man. Come on. You guys, it's more to eating than just that shark. You know what I mean?
Sure,
is that the only, the fishermen that bad? That's the only fish they
That's
could
the
catch?
only thing they had, I guess. Yeah, it was a Greenland shark.
Yeah.
That shark. That's the only they couldn't. They had no
well,
bass,
maybe that was just like
no catfish.
Maybe that was like the cranberry sauce of our time,
Mm-mm.
where they're like, "Listen, nobody likes this, but Bjorn
Except for that one
really
guy.
loves it. Yeah, Bjorn
Yeah,
loves
Bjorn.
this shit.
Bjorn.
And Bjorn is like the second in charge, and he's got the biggest muscles.
Here
So
comes
every year we
Bjorn
bury the
with his
fucking shark
stinky
for
fish.
Bjorn.
His
Right,
stinky
Bjorn loves
fish,
it.
Bjorn.
Whatever Thanksgiving is for us, Iceland Thanksgiving. So anyway, so yes, the Feast of 1,000 Feasts. So Fred, number 3 here for us is the century egg. Fred, and that's popular in China, and you knew China would make the list. So popular during the Ming Dynasty almost 700 years ago. The century egg or preserved egg is anything but a century old. It's a delicacy aged for a few months. Duck, chicken, or quail eggs are preserved in a mixture of clay, ash, and salt until their whites turn black and jelly-like, and their yolks emit a sulfur-like aroma.
Jesus.
Delicious.
How they be stinky food, man?
I'm telling you, man, some people. And it gets worse, Fred.
Yeah. They shove it up
That's
their
what we do
asses
here.
before they eat it.
That's what we do here.
Sticks it up real good.
They got to stick it up your butt for 3 days.
That's right. Well, it's the food that eats itself, Fred.
And then, like, you got to squeeze your cheeks and it cracks inside your butthole.
Right.
And then
you swallow it up.
Put the juice in the bowl and then you eat the juice and shit the
There you
shells.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And then that starts a whole new egg. So
it has to be like
yeah.
goodness. There you go.
Yeah.
So Fred, our second grossest thing that there apparently is called surströmming from Sweden.
Surströmming.
Dating back to the 16th century, surströmming is a fermented black herring that's beloved in northern Sweden,
This is the
but
fermented
detested
food show.
elsewhere. Packed in sealed tins, this fish ferments and produces gases, which is why opening it becomes a budget affair. Yeah, I've seen people open that shit and it looks disgusting.
What is it? Is it in the can?
Yes, you've
It's
probably
that
seen the
shit
guy
that's
in the
can.
car.
Yeah.
And he opens it and it's like pressurized and it's explosive
Yeah.
because it's fermented. So it's kind of like, eventually it develops pressure. I would not want to eat that, especially not in a car.
No, I'm not
fuck
eating that.
that.
I'm not eating that.
No,
I'm not eating that. Why do they make it even?
because some people like that shit, I guess. I don't
No,
know.
they don't. It's just for
I don't
the
know,
internet.
man. I don't
It's
know.
just
I
for
think,
the internet.
but I think it's one of those things, man. If you're raised on it, like you don't know it's gross, maybe.
How?
I don't know, man.
You know
Like,
it's gross. You know that shit nasty.
what would you think? Okay, so what do you think?
You can't be a kid and put that in your lunchbox.
Sure. No, what do you think the grossest thing?
Ass kicked.
The grossest thing that you like?
Bring
is,
that
Fred?
fucking shit to school no more. Got the whole school smelling like ass.
Sure. Don't put, and that's why I told my kids all the time, don't put fish in the microwave.
Yeah, no.
Don't do it. Just
What's
don't do it.
what is
What's
what?
the grossest thing that you think you like, Fred?
I don't like it.
That you eat? I'm saying
I don't eat it.
There's nothing gross that you eat. That you're nothing. You're like, oh, people might consider that gross.
No.
Me neither.
Weird people, maybe, but like
what? Okay, what do you think is the weirdest thing that you like?
well, I mean, my son don't eat peanut butter and jelly. He think it's gross. And like, I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's
It's
un-American.
delicious. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Did you
But,
see?
like,
Have you checked?
that's nothing-
Inglorious Bastards. How he holds up the number 3
The
because he
three-
might be. He could be defecting, man. You
He's
never
a
know.
fucking agent. He's an agent.
Does he like sauerkraut a lot?
I like sauerkraut. Like sauerkraut. That might
Yeah,
be
sauerkraut's not
something. I like sauerkraut.
No, sauerkraut's pretty good. That's probably one of the. But
Yeah.
some some people like sour
Yeah.
food, and some people.
My
like
grandfather
sweet
used to eat pig brains. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And his scrambled eggs.
food. Oh yeah, yeah.
He eat pig brains. and
I don't
scrambled
do
eggs.
that, but I'm sure.
Like, I don't do that. Yeah, people. I know people that eat chitlins.
Yeah,
I can't
chitlins.
eat that. I
No.
can't eat that.
Nah, fuck that.
Mm-mm.
I almost accidentally sort of bought chitlins the other day, and I was like, oh nope.
Yeah, no.
'Cause I was looking, they had some on
don't do
clearance.
it.
So I picked it up because it was on clearance. I was like, oh nope, never mind. I see what that is.
Throw that shit in the
All
trash.
right. So my last number one grossest food, Fred, and I think we have talked about this one at least once,
Yeah.
is Casumarzu from Italy. Fred is
Casumarzu.
originating in Sardinia. This rotten cheese dates back centuries as part of an Italian or traditional Italian cheese making. Why, you ask? Well, Casumarzu, which translates again to rotten cheese, is deliberately infested with live maggots.
Yeah.
These larvae help to ferment the cheese, giving it an incredibly pungent aroma and a soft, gooey texture. For some, it's a delicacy, or not for me.
No. Mm-mm.
No,
I
can't do it.
don't
I don't think I would
wanna-
do.
I don't want to smell your breath after that.
Is there anything on that list that you think? Which one would you be
Nothing.
most likely?
None. I'm not eating none of that shit. I'm not
No?
eating none of it. I'm not even gonna try it. Nope. You ain't about to fuck my stomach up.
Because I happened to order you
No, you didn't.
a
You
big
ordered it for
can of
yourself.
Surströmming.
No, you didn't. No,
Yes.
you didn't.
Yes, I did. And so
Don't you
next
bring
time
that
we
shit
do
to
a
my
bet-
house. Don't you
next
bring
time
that
we
shit
do
to my house.
I can't wait.
Fuck that.
We already know what's gonna happen the next time one of us loses a bet.
No, sir.
I don't know that I can even order that. I feel like that's not a real thing. I know it is a real thing,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's like I shouldn't order it.
Mm-mm.
It is cheap though. No, it's not. Never mind. I'm not gonna order it. It's not worth
How
it.
was it? $30.
$35. Yep. Pretty
$35.
close. Up to upwards of 100 for 2
Fuck
cans.
that.
So, well, I mean, that's what you get. And you can also get these crackers that look like they're the worst crackers in the world.
The driest
They
ass.
go,
crackers.
yeah, oh god, just looking at them is dry in my mouth.
Yeah, so dry as crackers.
So,
Mm-mm.
they have
Nope.
herring sour cream sauce. You want some of that,
Mm-mm.
Fred? Okay,
Nope.
well, we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can
Not
get a
doing it.
sponsor. If we can get Surströmming to sponsor.
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
How about that? I'd love that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do.
You got to give me
gonna
the
be
big bucks. You got to give me the big bucks to eat it. You know
Oh,
what
they'll
I mean?
give us the big bucks to eat it. Yeah, yeah. No,
7
they will.
figures. I need
6,
7 figures
7
to eat some shit. Yeah.
$7. You got it. So, deal.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know, man. How much would you to
It's
okay
seven,
to eat a
it's
bite of
7
that?
figures, but they're all zeros behind the decimal.
They're in Swedish, so it's like worth like $2.
Francs. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the Swedish marks, I believe. Is on it.
Was the Zimbabwe money? Was the
Yeah, like $26 million is like 14 cents. Yeah, that's us. Hyperinflation, baby. Can't wait.
Yeah.
So, how much, sincerely, and then we'll end the show, how much do you think it would cost? Would you do it? Would you eat a bite? One bite? $50.
No.
No, Alan?
No, 50
Oh,
bucks.
50
No,
bucks? Fuck that, man. I can't even
75
do nothing
bucks.
with that. Can't even do nothing with that.
$75.
That's gone in a day, bro.
You could get a half a tank of gas, Fred.
Ooh, I'd
Just
rather walk
imagine.
to work.
You can afford the toilet paper it's going to take to clean up the mess that will be inside of you for the rest of your life.
Nope.
No. If I want to throw up, I get blackout drunk. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, yeah,
Do
but
it
would
that
you?
way.
Okay. Would drunk Fred do it for $50?
Nah, drunk
I
Fred
think he
ain't
might.
got more sense than that.
I don't know that he does.
Mm-mm.
We'll find out next
Mm-mm.
time on Drunk Fred.
Drunk Fred.
Can't wait. Drunk Fred, the show we're gonna make.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw up in the can and send it back to him. This defective.
Yeah, like no, and they'll be like, it's the same. It was unopened.
Yeah,
We'll reseal it. They won't be able to tell the difference.
Just
All right,
resell.
ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get out of here.
Yes,
We'll see you
sir.
next week with a brand new episode of Black Lincoln Collective Podcast. Welcome back, America.
Night
Or
and night.
whatever.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later.